So this looks like really significant news. You'll recall that in the aftermath of October 7th, and I'm talking immediately afterwards, we saw across college campuses and universities and on the streets of Western capitals, there was celebration by anti-Israel activists. As you can see in this picture, honor the martyrs of Palestine. And this was at Columbia University. So just understand that Columbia University was particularly bad when it came to anti-Semitism, anti-Jewish hostility, making Jewish people feeling under attack and intimidated, harassed. And it was really quite shocking. But there's just been an announcement now by RFK Jr., Secretary Kennedy, who is the Secretary for Health and Human Services. He stated, "Anti-Semitism, like racism, is a spiritual and moral malady that sickens societies and kills people with lethalities comparable to history's most deadly plagues. In recent years, the censorship and false narratives of woke cancel culture have transformed our great universities into greenhouses for this deadly and virulent pestilence. Making America healthy means building communities of trust and mutual respect based on speech freedom and open debate." And of course, contrary to people that say, oh, but by going after these anti-Semitic protests, you're clamping down on free speech. No, far from it. They try to stifle free speech. They try to intimidate and harass. And it's just been announced, along with the Department of Education, they've announced a comprehensive review of Columbia University's federal contracts and grants in light of the university's failure to adequately respond to rampant anti-Semitism on campuses. Let's not forget that Columbia University, the president, I believe, was among other presidents of Ivy League universities in Congress when Elise Stefanik grilled them and said, do you, would you condemn, or would it be a problem to have calls for genocide of the Jewish people on campuses? And we had that famous line, "It depends on the context." Just imagine them saying that about any other hatred. So this is a really big moment. Given Columbia's ongoing inaction in the face of relentless harassment of Jewish students, the federal government's task force to combat anti-Semitism is considering stop work orders from $51.4 million in contracts between Columbia University and the federal government. The task force will also conduct a comprehensive review of the more than $5 billion in federal grant commitments to Columbia University to ensure the university is in compliance with federal regulations, including its civil rights responsibilities. It's amazing, by the way, the amount of money sloshing around in the American federal system is just unbelievable. But President Trump has taken to social media to speak about this. He said, "All federal funding will stop for any college, school, or university that allows illegal protests. Agitators will be imprisoned or permanently sent back to the country from where they came. American students will be permanently expelled or, depending on the crime, arrested. No masks. Thank you for your attention to this matter." And he's absolutely right. Calling for, yes, everyone has the right to free speech, but when you're openly supporting terrorism, that is incitement to violence. That's unacceptable. And it's even made worse by the fact that so many of them do it behind wearing masks to hide their identity. Again, free speech should be welcome, but this is the point. They're trying to stifle free speech. What they're doing here is to intimidate, to stop people who, the kind of people that we're talking about here tend to be the first ones that go and try to silence not even pro-Israel events, but just events in which you'll have an anti-Israel side and a pro-Israel side. What they do is try and stifle free speech, and they create a culture of fear, intimidation, and harassment at universities that far too many people have been talking about for a while, and that we now need to call out and stop. And it's great to see that the American administration is actually choosing to use the force of the federal government, not necessarily through, like going onto campuses with martial law, but simply enforcing the law through both carrot with federal funds and stick through making certain legal consequences for people that choose to do this. I think this is really, really important, and Europe and Britain the country where I'm from, should make the same policies happen. Whether they will is another question.
Thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.